everybody. This is Keith Gleason, host of Indie Comics Relay, creator of the Mighty Mascots, and promoter for the Plastic City Comic Con. And I'm here with the April Indie Comic recommendations. So I started this segment about 6 months ago, just recommending indie books, So we'll get right into that right after I show you this. Mighty Mascots 7, 8, and 9, still going strong on Indiegogo. We are coming into the home stretch. I think we have about 4 or 5 pages left um, that need coloring and need lettering. So we're almost there. And once I have all 3 issues done, then it's just going to be a little while just tweaking and going through the storyline, things like that, fixing little things you don't like, that kind of stuff. And then hopefully we'll be at the presses by May, June at the latest, and hopefully we'll have the books in time for July and start fulfilling. So that's what I'm also looking at. And then also I mentioned about the figures. The figures we were supposed to have this month, but we had, production issues. So it's looking like late summer for those as well. So I may end up doing another campaign down the road, or if this one's still open, maybe I'll add it to it. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But I don't want to put those out there until I have all 8 figures and then, go from there. So, all right. So check out Mighty Mascots. And if you haven't backed it yet, check the link below in the description and back it. All right. Thank you so much. And then also, so I just wanted, this is a segment I do every month. And what it is, if you haven't seen it before, is I go through the previews catalog when I am doing my orders. And I just kind of mark off the books that I plan on getting. And then also ones that I think are very cool. And then I could recommend to you based on creators or just that the book looks cool or sounds cool, that kind of thing. Now, it's not every book out there. It's usually a #1 issue or a graphic novel or something like that. But it's just the ones that catch my eyes and that I've had experiences with the creators, either in a con or actually reading their books mostly, so it's all based off that. So it's sort of like not everything in the catalog, and you also won't get any Marvel or DC. It's all indie, Image, Dark Horse, and any of the smaller press labels that something catches my eye. So, all right. So without further ado, let's start with our first one, which is Tales of Suspense, I guess you would say. It's a book by Image Comics. It seems to be, so I've noticed lately that the flip book seems to be something that's coming back in comics. I saw it on Local Man, and I saw it somewhere else too. So it seems like that's like a big thing now again. But this one is a anthology with, I think, a changing team of creators. So this looks cool, and they have a preview of the issues. Tales of Suspense. The first issue is Chris Ryall, T.P. Lewis, Ashley Wood, Nelson Daniel, and Ashley Wood again. So this looks great. So let's take a look real quick at the artwork here. Yeah, this looks interesting. Look at this, Dreamweaver. Wonder if that was inspired by the song or not, But yeah, it looks good. It looks really interesting. I like the artwork on both. I mean, geez, it looks like a couple of different stories here. Yeah, I'm in. So yeah, definitely that one looks great. Let me close this here. So yeah, if you're interested in adding this to your sub, right up here is the diamond code. And the diamond code is what you give to your retailer if they don't order indie books usually at your store. Because I've run into comic stores that only get Marvel and DC. But you give them this code and they will order the book for you, or most good stores will. Also, it looks like Diamond has like this new pull box feature where you could set up your own, go through and go through the comics and have them sent to your store. That's what it sounds like. I haven't tried it yet, but that looks like another option for you as well. So you can go through this Previews World catalog and just check this stuff out. So, all right. So that's Tales of Suspense by Image Comics. So second one we got is another Image book. This is a new book by Robert Kirkman and Lorenzo De Felici, is I think how you say it. And this is the same creative team. I mean, obviously, you might know Robert Kirkman from Walking Dead and a few other books. but there's the same writer art team of Oblivion Song, which was a great book. I think it was like 50 issues or something like that. It was like a beginning, middle, and end kind of series. And that was really good about like alternate dimensions and things like that. This one sounds like it's Robert Kirkman starting to build a new universe. So there might be some links to Image, Invincible comic, so it could be interesting. So it has some preview pages, so let's check those out. I love this artist Lorenzo. He's really good too. The action is really good. He draws, yeah, he's got like a European style. I imagine he must be overseas artist, but yeah, I really like his work. And the characters all look great, and yeah, this looks cool. So I've been a fan, of Kirkman for a long time. He actually inspired me way back in the day at the comic store. I remember reading his very first book, which is Battle Pope, and I was like, this guy's going places. So I've been a fan of Kirkman from day one. So check out Void Rivals from Image Comics, and I think this is from his Skybound imprint. The diamond code is right here. Give that to your store. Although, I'm assuming most stores will get this book because it's Kirkman, but you never know. You don't want to miss it. So give them that diamond code and check that out. So, all right, let's move on to the next one. Next one is Savage Squad 6. This is a Dark Horse book. This is written by Robert Venditti, Brockton McKinney, and Daltz Dalton. Now, I'm a big Robert Venditti fan. I've been a fan since I read his Exo Manowar series for Valiant Comics, and I followed him ever since. And then I went back and read some of his older stuff as well. He's just a great writer. He just most recently did like the Superman 78 stuff, and he had a Hawkman series at DC that was excellent as well. And yeah, I met him I was actually across from him at Terrificon last year for a little while before we played musical tables. But he was a great guy. I talked to him for at least 10, 15 minutes. I got a picture with him, and stuff like that. And I talked to him a lot here and there on Twitter. But the talent speaks for itself. Robert Venditti, great writer. So I don't even know what this book is about, but I'm in. So I'm getting it. It looks like it's a kind of like a Suicide Squad kind of thing. Maybe the Dirty Dozen kind of look, but I'm in. I'm going to check this out. So that is from Dark Horse Comics. I don't know if this is a limited series or maybe it's an ongoing, but it doesn't really say here. So one thing Diamond does not do well, let you know. Sometimes you can tell if they'll say it's one of something, but this one looks like it's maybe an ongoing or mini. But if you want to get this and support Robert Venditti, and the art looks good too, so that's a plus. So just give them this diamond code, bring that to your store, and they will get it for you. All right, on to the next book. This is by American Mythology Productions. This is called The Right Project by Tom DeFalco, Ron Frenz, and Sal Buscema. This is a classic Marvel team right here. I caught this. It caught my eye because of this cool looking superhero character, and I looked at it. I was like, wow, this looks great. So yeah, I'm definitely in for this. I love a comic that is unabashedly a superhero comic. And just looking at this cover, it's got like them. You never see word balloons and the characters shouting at villains and things like this. So I this looks cool. So I'm definitely in. And I've read some stuff by Tom DeFalco, and of course I love Sal Buscema's run on Spider-Man that he did with J.M. DeMatteis, and that that was great. So I'm in. I don't know if he's the main artist on this or what, but yeah, I ordered this Apex Comics Group, but it's put out by American Mythology. And then also another book that does not tell me if it's a monthly or a mini series. Let's keep our fingers crossed that it is monthly, because hey, these guys are great. So you got to support the old school creators, so they're still putting out great stuff. So check that out. If you want to get The Right Project, definitely bring this diamond code to your store and they will get it for you. All right, we've got two more left. So the next one is Bryn Mawr. This is by IDW Publishing, written by Steve Niles and artwork by Damian Worm. Warm. I think you say worm or warm. I don't know. I've said many times, I'm horrible at names, but Steve Niles, I mean, the guy created 30 Days a Night, created some awesome stuff. Simon Dark for DC Comics, which was an excellent book that got canceled, unjustly. It was awesome. I don't know, probably had low sales, but I love the Steve Niles work. I love horror comics. I love horror movies. So Steve Niles, like, definitely when he's writing a book, I take notice. And this looks interesting. I don't know what it's about, but this cover is great, So I'm definitely in for this book. It doesn't say, another one that doesn't say if it's a monthly or a mini. Although he just did one for Image called A Town Called Terror, and that ended up being 6 issues, but it feels like that's going to continue at some point. I feel like they do like 6 issues, then they'll come back and do the next 6 issues, that kind of thing, take a break. That seems to be sort of the formula with some Image books. So yeah, this looks good. Bryn Mawr. April's got a lot of good stuff this month, stuff that I'm really excited for, by creators that I really like. So this is cool. So this one is already in my sub. So check that out. If you're a fan of Steve Niles or horror comics, this one might be up your alley. Just give them this diamond code right here that I highlighted. Give that to your comic store and they will order that for you. Or go to DCBS. That's where I get a lot of my books and get a little bit of a discount there too, and it have it shipped right to you, which is nice, So check that out. All right, and our final book is another horror book, The Bone Orchard Tenement. Now this one, see, right here it says 1 of 10, so that's cool. So we know this is a maxi series. This is by Jeff Lemire and Andrea Sorrentino, I think is how you say it, with David Stewart as well. And they call it a mini series, but it's more in the maxi series kind of thing, and Jeff Lemire, Andrea Sorrentino, they have been a creative team for a while. They started I think together on Green Arrow. They've done Gideon Falls together, and they've done all these Bone Orchard Mythos books. Now the books, it's a shared universe, but of horror elements. And I've read the graphic novel they put out. They've read the first miniseries, and I also read the Free Comic Book Day issue. So I'm a fan. I'm already in. I don't even know what this is, but I'm in it. I'm getting the whole thing before I even read it. So often with miniseries, I'll get all the issues, then read it. And this one I don't have to worry about it. I won't even read number 1 because I trust this creative team so much. So I'm looking forward to reading this. It's going to be great. So if you're into horror, oh, good. We have some previews now. You just got to take a look at Andrea Sorrentino's artwork. It's so good. And the artwork just jumps off the page, and the creepy stuff is really creepy, so I really admire the artwork a lot, and I love that you can do panels like this, so definitely this is a great creative team, and I'm a fan of Jeff Lemire, whoever he works with. So but this is I kind of like this team a lot, so I hope they stay together. They're their own. They got the Brubaker, Sean Phillip vibes going. So definitely I support these guys. So check that out. And if you want to get the Tenement, this is the diamond code right there. Give that to your shop and tell them ICR sent you. All right, so that's it for the April recommendations this month. I also noticed in the previews catalog they have the collected edition of Junkyard Joe, which is one of the best things I've read this year by Gary Frank and Jeff Johns. So check that out if you have room in your order for a graphic novel. Like I said, one of the best things I've read this year. And I love the universe that Jeff Johns and Gary Frank are building together. So check that one out as well. All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in for another one of these recommendation videos. We'll be back in May with more recommendations, and I hope you have a great week, and also read some comics. All right, everybody, have a great one, and we will talk to you later. Bye.